Take two. Listen, growth scares people. What if you've lived your life and you're at the end of your days and you look back on the things that you wanted to accomplish but never did because you pushed it off? Most of us hold ourselves back because of projection and fear mongering from self inflicted wounds that keep us in a stuck mindset, unwilling to face the truth that causes us to become stagnant in personal growth. That's what the ego is. We all have one. I will help you understand it as simple as possible so you can process your thoughts and feelings freely again and not halter your growth because of your ego. Ego is fear and comfortability. If you live in your ego, you fear change. And so you remain comfortable where you're at. And that's ego. You get defensive. You don't like to be wrong. You don't like to be proven wrong. You don't like to hear any fucking thing. You don't want to feel any way. And your only way after that is usually anger. Let's start with projection or denial. Anger or denial. I didn't do that. And if I did, I had a right to. Let's start with projection. That is when you are insecure about yourself and you project your insecurities onto others by blaming them for the way you feel. I call it projection deflection. I've heard that term and I like to use that term. So there's projection and there's fear mongering. That is telling yourself that you always need to prepare for the worst and will almost always bring up the what ifs. What if this happened while I'm on the roller coaster? What if something bad happened to me on the way there? Holding yourself back from enjoying your life because of the what ifs. I better not enjoy myself. That's pretty much the mentality you have because of the anxiety and you living in your ego, refusing to change and lay back and relax. Projection and fear mongering is just a stuck mindset you created for yourself from trauma and or societal conditioning. The trauma was not your fault, more than likely, or societal conditioning may not have been your fault either. I don't know your situation, but what is your stuck mindset and what you create for your own mind because of those things, the trauma or conditioning. It is obvious why trauma causes you to stay stuck in a fight or fight mode because societal conditioning comes from a place like religion and politics. Toxic masculinity causes trauma bonding and flight or fight mode, which causes ego. Your ego is just a delusional mental state that causes your mind to completely make up scenarios that thrive through fear, comfort, control, and drama. It will cause your mind to create illusions and manufacture narratives just to keep yourself protected. You'll fall to personas, fake self-images just to try to fit in, but in reality, you hate things about yourself because you're not being honest with you. You don't love yourself fully enough because you're worried about protecting yourself from pain instead of taking things for face value and growing. Your ego shows you past results and future fears. It is a tool to help you understand your inner self. Don't get stuck in delusions. They will only distort your own reality and will protect you from facing your own failures. Success will always start with failures. They're not a bad thing. What you do after, what you learn after them is crucially important. You need to understand that a lot of people go through the same thing as you. So it's cool to communicate with others because some people have gone through those things and can tell you how they got over it. And it could empower you in some way potentially. So communicate with each other and really don't hold grudges. Don't sit and judge because that's what an ego-ridden asshole will do, judge. Success always starts with failures. They're not a bad thing. What you do after, what you learn after them is crucially important, if I did not read that already. My advice is to let go of control. Other people live their own experiences. Let them act out their lessons and experiences themselves. Life is beautiful if you live in the present moment, forgetting about the past because you can't change it. Live in the present moment. Forget about the past. You cannot change anything that you went through, but you can live in the present moment and not let what ifs affect you in the future and not let the trauma from your past fuck with your mind. Forget about the future because it hasn't happened. Live in the moment. Your worth is not based off of validation either. Quit being a people pleaser. Don't do things for people because you don't want to face your shit, face your traumas, unravel the parts of you that are unique to your character, and define the parts that the ego created in order to protect yourself. Martin Luther King once said, "Our lives begin to end the day we start to be silent about the things that matter." That is going on in politics today. That is going on in our lives right now. That goes on in ego-ridden people. Ego is not a bad thing, but your unawareness is the bad thing because you have to be honest with yourself, be true to yourself. Wake the fuck up. You're only limited to your own beliefs. Fear creates silence. Ego is fear. Let go of illusion. Live in your truths. Be honest with yourself. Evoke change and wake the fuck up. Okay, subscribe to my YouTube and you'll have more content there. Thank you.